Alright, disclaimer, this video is entirely biased, and I'm going to be as rational as I can be with my words. But let's address overleveled phantoms and password summons. But before I do, I want to just say, like, I love Batman. Batman's my favorite superhero. I haven't seen any of the Batmans before Christian Bale's Batmans, but I would say it's hard to choose between him and Robert Pattinson. I love how edgy Robert Pattinson's Batman is, but I just like Batman because he's all about vengeance. Well, I think a lot of other superheroes are about retribution. There's a slight difference. Retribution is more of an objective justice and is rather formalized and impersonal, while vengeance is a much more emotional response and very subjective and often unilateral. And so the reason why I'm saying all this is because this is a Hornsent cosplay build, and Hornsent is all about that vengeance because of what Mesmer did to his people. But I think it's a rather appropriate theme to play as Hornsent at low level because of the whole password summon issue that happens with the terrible downscaling that this game has when it comes to summoning overleveled phantoms. But the reason why I am on the side of vengeance rather than retribution is because, those overleveled phantoms think that they're so cocky, that they're so much better than you because they have better stats and all that. I mean, yeah, there's downscaling, but still, they can do a metric ton of damage. Like that overleveled phantom, if you saw on the bottom right of the screen how many runes I got, that was an overleveled phantom. You saw them taunting me, just throwing rope-feeded pots right in front of my face, thinking that they're going to absolutely demolish me with their bleed-infused Swift Slash. So that's why I thought it was a little justified to bring out the backhand blades with a blind spot. It still needs to be either nerfed or removed from this game. But I'm here to carry out vengeance for all the low-level invaders right now, and provide justice through vengeance. And like I said, yes, very, very personal. If you have overleveled phantoms throwing rope-feeded pots in my face and taunting me like that, like this, it's straight up personal, fam. So yeah, but first let me introduce myself. Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Scrub. I'm an Elden Ring invader, and yeah, this is a cosplay build. We're doing Hornsent, and we're using the Falx, which is a really good weapon at low level, surprisingly, because it has innate bleed up. It has like 55 innate bleed up. You can't bleed infuse it. It's a somber weapon, so there's no interchangeable Ashes of War on it. But the Ash of War, Revenger's Blade, is super good. You can either press it once to travel a short amount of distance, or you can charge it and travel a very large distance. So you can close the gaps and roll catch very easily. However, the problem for me is that I'm on PC and I'm a Wi-Fi warrior and have bad Wi-Fi, so it's really hard roll catching, especially with power stance curved swords. Now this is a paired curved sword, so you have two curved swords. You don't need to go get two of the same weapon. You already have two, so you can't really use your R1 is technically your L1 if you're power stancing it. So that running L1 either shreds or it's really easy to just spam roll out of it. So that's kind of the downside of it. I'm sure if I was on better connection and didn't have to worry about Steam and easy anti-cheat adding in more latency on top of what's already, what the internet does, whatever the internet does and what they do, sure, then yeah. But otherwise, no, it's really good at low level because it's a DLC weapon. Not a lot of people expect DLC weapons, at low level. You have your people, casually just running their stock builds with their little stocks or their katanas, straight swords, whatever. Just fun. Like it's a split between just honest co-opers playing at the same level, and then there's hosts like this who have to summon their overleveled phantoms to carry them through their game. So there's mixes of that, but there's also players like this. Let me set the scene here. So there's an overleveled phantom and just a level 20 host just ganking up here, and they want you to go up this elevator so that they can just gank you. But like, you saw me almost fall to my death right there, but God said, you know what, I'm giving you a chance, pal. I'm just gonna invigorate you and give you the skills needed to just absolutely show these guys what's up. I don't think God will really bless me through a video game. Sure, God is a God of blessings, amen to that, but in a video game, I think there's better ways to give good to the world rather than just showing YouTube, hey, here's how good I am at this game. But I will flex, but in a humble way. So yeah, so these guys were setting up just a gang spot right here. They were not going to leave that elevator, so it's a battle of the elevator. It reminds me of that one scene in Star Wars Episode 3 when Yoda and Emperor Palpatine are fighting in the I don't know, whatever that auditorium is where the Republic would, where the Empire would hold their meetings. So there's a lot of elevator battles and a lot of going up and down. So it's, you have a host who has Starfists, which are really good for chase downs, and they're poison infused. Also with Royal Knight's Resolve, and then you have the overleveled Phantom with the Milady, and then Giant's Flame Take Thee. So pretty intimidating setup going on here, because you got someone who can poison you and chase you down. The host, I mean the Phantom also has poison as well. So you're at a large disadvantage. So my tactic here was to, in a situation like this, you cannot stand still. You really have to be careful with your openings of when to attack. Otherwise, you'll just get blendered, especially with a guy like this who can take 3 or 4 hits to kill you and use like 1 or 2 Ashes of War to just absolutely obliterate you. So luckily, I like, when making like level 20 builds, if you just want to focus on one weapon, you don't really need to do much when it comes to your stats, because, well, you don't really have a lot of stats to work with. Sure, you can apply Radagon's Source Seal, get like +5 Vigor, Endurance, Strength, and Dexterity. So I'm already meeting the minimum Strength and Dexterity requirements through the Radagon's Source Seal. But then you could just pour everything into either Endurance, or in my case, I just poured it all into Vigor. So otherwise I'd have like 15 Vigor, which is not much. So you really want to out level your opponents at low level with heals. So I know you saw in this in the beginning of this video me pulling out the blind spot on that max level Phantom. I think it's justifiable in some ways. Sure, I do believe that this Ash of War should get nerfed entirely, or should be just removed from the game. I think FromSoft really dropped the ball on that. And what I mean by that, I don't mean that in a way that like, oh, they really just want to make us suffer. I just think that their intention was to make it a cool Ash of War, but they didn't really think or put into perspective of like how this could perform in PvP. So understandable. I'm trying to, be a little bit more optimistic about, people just spamming the Ash of War. But when you got situations like this where people are setting themselves up to just like obliterate poor low level invaders, you gotta break out the big guns. And so this is one of the big guns. But yeah, luckily I was able to get them down on the elevator, and I have the high ground, Anakin. And luckily, since this is low level, the overleveled Phantom was downscaled to the same level as the host. And you know what? The Albinarch came in clutch, man. Just because all it took was me to get them down there. All it took was me to get them down there so they could reset, get their heals on, get their buffs going. But no, and Albinarch just had to come cartwheeling into the overleveled Phantom. And I'm really glad it wasn't the host, because now I can show the host vengeance, because I'm Batman. Batman is a state of mind. It's not just a being. It's a state of mind. And so to be Batman, you must be vengeance. And so that's exactly what we're doing. We're bringing out vengeance for the poor low-level invaders in the community who have been absolutely bullied by setups like this, or just overleveled Phantoms just 1 or 2 shotting people. So yeah. I don't know why the host decided to be naked, but I mean, or probably for the light rolls, but it is what it is. But it's funny once. It's funny to see once when a host has lost their overleveled phantom, or just a phantom in general. A lot of them tend to give up, and which is unfortunate. So I think, I don't know. It just sucks because there's no fighting spirit in them the moment they lose their crutch. And my encouragement to you is like you don't need an overleveled phantom or someone who's a higher level than you like carry you through the game. I think it's a really boring way to experience Elden Ring. And I know there's probably all the complainers in the chat or just thinking to themselves right now, like, you don't know what you're talking about, man. Like, come on, Scrub. Like, you're really gonna dictate how people play the game? And my argument is no. Like, if you want to play the game that way, go for it. But the thing is, you're just setting yourself up to have a less enhanced experience. And what I mean by that, you know, Souls games are supposed to be challenging. There's something invigorating about, you know, being able to finally win when you're stuck on something, when you're on a boss that is absolutely murking you and you have the opportunity to learn from your mistakes, gain skill, get good, like people say, and beat that boss. It's like, it's fun. But the fact that you're just gonna like cheese through it, I think it's lazy. And like I said, this is biased and I'm trying to be rational with my words here, but it's just, it's weak, man. Like, it's weak. So I'm here to bring a balance to the order. I'm trying to bring that difficulty when people are trying to make things easy, when this is Miyazaki's vision. Thank you, Miyazaki, for the Falx and how good it is at low level. So yeah. Now, I know I talked about that one invasion most of the time, and I'm kind of glad I did because I would have gone on a much more irrational kind of rants. But, I mean, otherwise, like, it's stupid. It's stupid to just get carried through the game and not experience the fun of it and the difficulty of it on your own. And then the fact that, like, there's this overconfidence in the overleveled phantoms. Like, dude, you're not a legend of PvP. Well, actually, that's a legend of PvP right there. The fact that you tried going for the parry and then just got absolutely murked by this Iron Maiden, like, get wrecked, dude. I'm Vengeance. I'm Batman. No, actually, I'm Hornsent. I love this meme that's been going around on Reddit. It's just like, kill Hornsent, and it's just like so many different descriptions of like how to kill Hornsent. But gravity, kill Hornsent, and so forth. So yeah, shorter video today, but I don't know, that was it. Level 20 Hornsent invasions. We're using the Falx, and we have a lot of Vigor, and I guess I poured some points into Dexterity as well, like 5, I guess. So maybe, oh no, you start out with like 16 as a warrior. But yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go start a level 1 run and don't summon any over level phantoms. Then you will go from boyhood to manhood. Anyways, that's the video. Thanks so much for watching. I love you. Be good to yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.